Wango.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am.
Only
Good
few
evening.
are here, and we'll wait till others join. Okay, so we'll start. Yeah. And the other thing is, before starting here, I'm having thundering and lightning, also heavy rain. So if it's going to be worse, I'll just quit the session and we'll continue from then tomorrow, right? So I'll try my best to go ahead. It also depends on the weather. I think we'll see. Right. So before starting the sessions, any questions have you got related with the sleeping disorders? I think we did. I explained the waves and brain waves and all. And we completed insomnia, ne? We didn't go for sleep apnea, ne? Yes. Can you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I think we have to start from insomnia.
Didn't I explain insomnia?
We have to start sleep apnea, I think, if it is.
Yes. I
Yeah, we
explained
have. Yeah.
insomnia, ne?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Any questions so far?
No, ma'am.
Right. So then we'll
Ma'am, I
start.
have a question.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's related to sleeping disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we feel like that some incidents has already happened in our life, right? So what's
Mm-hmm.
that? Is there a connection between sleep?
That means you're feeling that something, that incident is got before. I mean, you are having some kind of familiarity related with some certain incident. Is that so?
Yeah.
Right. It could be priming also. No, it's related with memory. It's not related to sleep thing, but it's this kind of priming memory. So in it comes with the memory, like in the long-term memory, there are four kinds of one semantic memory and the procedural and priming and one is oh, can't remember. Yes, other one I can't remember. So there are four types. One is semantic, priming, and procedural, and there's a one more. I can't remember that name. So the priming, in a sense, that sometimes we do feel it like some certain appearances, faces. We do say like, okay, it's familiar for me. I think we have met anyway. Come other person say, no, I'm pretty sure that we haven't ever met. So like that, it's related with memory. So memory එක ගත්තාම like in the iceberg theory කියුණත් we talk about the conscious mind, unconscious and subconscious කියන එක. එතකොට අර conscious කියලා කියන්නේ whatever the things we do consciously memorize it and we know the what has exactly happened and we know all sort of information things in detail unconsciously, in a sense, like it's happening voluntarily and automatic. It happens automatically, involuntarily, kind of that. But subconscious කෙනෙකුට මැද තමා තියෙන්නේ. So it depends on that. Sometimes it goes with our past memory, or sometimes it may goes with our thoughts. So sometimes we live within our thoughts නේ. අපි සමහර වෙලාවට අපේ thoughts තුල ජීවත් වෙනවා. We just live within our thoughts. Sometimes magical thoughts we do have, or like we just enjoying the thoughts, kind of that. So ඒකත් එක්ක it could related to that familiarity කියන එක, but it doesn't relate with sleep thing.
How about dream, ma'am?
Dream
Is there
of
any
course,
connection?
yes. Connection, yeah, almost of the times there is a connection, because it says like even the Freudian theories, he take the dream analysis as a technique in the counseling settings. So dream කියලා කියන්නේ like whatever the things loaded in our unconscious mind, long term memory එක තිබුණේවා, whatever the things happen in the memory. So sometimes it could be a past experiences, long time ago, whatever the past experiences, and also whatever the things we recall, or whatever the things we think or imagine. සමහරලාට මම කලින් දවසේ if I think about some of a friend or something, so then සමහර රැට යාව හීනෙන් දකින්න පුළුවන්. So it could be happen in that way. It doesn't mean like physically whatever the things we experienced in the life. No, something it could be the thoughts even. If you discuss about your exam or something in 2-3 days ago with your friends, or sometimes yesterday night, you could have seen that the dream that you're failing exam, or you are just passing exam something, or that you are struggling to write the answers, could be happen either way. However, like the memories කිව්වහම සමහරලාට වෙච්ච දේවලුත් නෙමෙයිනේ, අහපුවත් memories. මං හිතපු දේවල්, the dreams, that's also like the plans, future plans, those are also memories නේ. Right?
So ma'am, it's a common thing, right?
Yeah, it's a common thing. If it is goes like ගොඩාක් සමහර වෙලාවට if you feel it, no, it's kind of this එහෙම කියලා නම්, like in the parapsychology, it's another subject. I of course haven't studied that. So the parapsychology, like they talk about those things and they say like we are having aura, each one has aura, energetic circulation. And then we can our mind, so from there in the parapsychology we train the mind to be very conscious and doing medication activities, kind of that. And also the hypnotism is one technique which goes with parapsychology. So yeah, that's kind of that. But just in the normal life, if you are feel it, it's normal, it's not abnormal.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. And Gus, just give me 2 seconds. I'll come back soon. Hello. Okay, so we'll continue. Yes. Yeah, so we can start from sleep apnea. So sleep apnea, in a sense, this also we can say it's kind of a common disorder because like sleep apnea people, they don't have problem with falling. I mean, go to the bed or fall asleep, or sometimes having a lengthy sleepiness hours or drowsy hours, kind of that. They don't have such problem. So whatever the problem is, they are having the breathing problem. So their breathing is temporarily stopped during the sleep hours. So then they are just awake frequently. That is what it happens. So those who are having severe sleep apnea, like just each 1 hour they just getting a sleepy breathing problem. They are getting the blockages, and then Then once the breathing is stopped, no one can just being relax and wait. It's not a comfortable zone for anyone. So then what happened? They just awake, right? So then like now, even like when you feel like even when you getting wheeze or something, those who are having asthma and wheezing experiences would understand this one properly. And also if you find like difficult to breathe, if there are some smell or something, if you close your nose, kind of that, if there is a smoke, very thick smoke එකක් වගේ ගියොත් එහෙම like we find difficult to breathe. So we are getting coughings and kind of that, and sometimes it would lead for headaches as well. So same symptoms that these sleep apnea people are also having. So once they getting that breathing blockages and temporarily the breathing is stopped, so then after that they are getting coughing, they are get cough and also getting headaches and like very tired, feel very tired, and also some they do sweat a lot. So just think about that this thing is going to be happen, and during the night and during their sleeping hours they are going to be experience this experiences for 3-4 times within our sleep time. So they are getting exhausted. And then finally what happens? So then one or 2-3 days, if they're going to continuously experience this, then they are getting some kind of a thought, oh my God, like I might get this today also. මට අදත් මේක වෙන්න පුළුවන්. I might get the same experience today. So I don't want to get it කියන එක. So they will get that thought. So and also sometimes like they get anxious towards the night time. Then usually sleep apnea people, after sometimes they had gone through the medication, so then what happens, they tend to build up the irrational thoughts within themselves. I might get it, and also once I get this breathing stops, temporary breathing blockage, I might die. Like that thoughts එකත් එක්ක like, so they will get more anxious. What happens when they get more anxious and more stressful, these phases, now these experiences, sleep apnea experiences are getting more. So just other days if they get 2-3 apnea phases, and then after they are being very, very anxious and stressful towards that after thinking too much, then they will get 5-6 kind of that. Right? So once they experience these sleep apnea phases, so then from the next day, they are so exhausted, and during the daytime, they have very irritable emotions and also very depressed. Of course, they are getting depressed because like it's so questionable for them why it happened to me, because they want to fall asleep and they fall asleep easily. They don't have problem with falling asleep, and also like they are being okay with that and very satisfied about the sleeping hours that they have. So why this happened to me, so they are getting stressed and depressed kind of that. So the reason for sleep apnea is getting stressed. Well, there are some people who are getting very, very anxious and very panic and getting stressed the slightest thing. Make a if you are like the people, even not the adults, like even children also sometimes may get such things. If they are thinking too much, and if they have kind of that, like I want to do in whatever the things I do in a perfect way, all sort of irrational thoughts, you think. I mean, I don't think like anyone can do anything in a perfect way, because none of us are perfect. So there could be any errors, any failures. So if you know that, okay, there could be any failures and any errors, and failures are okay to be happened, errors are okay to be happened, and we have to accept that we are trying our level best to do. That's what we always want to do. Whatever the things we do, either exam or either drawing or sports or either singing or anything, whatever the things you do, we want to do it in a best way. I mean, best way in a sense, whatever I can do my best. my best, not someone else or not just fulfilling someone's expectation. No, it's not like that. Are එහෙම stress වෙන අය සමහරట్లాට like they are getting stressed just because of others' expectation. Then ගොඩක් වෙලාවට if you take this O-level children, I mean very less. There are children who want to get 9As also. හැබැයි 9A එක දාලා තියෙන්නේ සමහරට අම්මලා තාත්තලා. Finally that the goal has become the child's goal and say I want to get 9As. But when we talk to them and when we go on deep of their history and aspects of, did anyone tell you before you come into who make that dream for you? කිව්වොත් definitely එක්ක mother නැත්නම් father. ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඒක තමයි තියෙන්නේ. මට ඕනි කියලා තමයි එන්නේ. Remember once sleep apnea එකත් එක්ක this was related with this student. She came to the clinic 4 months වගේ before the O-levels. So she is actually a bright child. When we were looking for her history, she is a scholarship holder and she has gone to a leading school in Colombo. So then she was kind of a bright student කෙනෙක්. So what she said was like she had the exam anxiety plus the sleep apnea. So and then ඒකට ගොඩක් ඔන්න කරපලා තියෙන්නේ sleep apnea got very worst. And then what they had done was they did the Pirit. They were Buddhist, so they did Pirit and සොවිලකුත් කියලා ළමයා හීනෙන් බය වෙනවා කියලා. And then so that was mentioned like that by her mother. Then එයාට අනිත් අය ඊර්ෂ්‍යා කරන other people, other parents and also other friends also being jealous on her. And we don't know whether somebody has done something. We are Buddhist now, so we checked අර බලනවානේ Buddhist අයගේ හඳ වෙලාව time hospital for their birth time එක එහෙම they just check it නේ. So එකත් බලපුවම like apply කියලා කිව්වා. And she had got අර සුරයක්ද මොකද්ද මන් දන්නේ එකක් තිබුණා. And also there was some නූල් thread බඳිනවා නූල් වගේ හිමත් බැඳලා තිබුණා. So she was telling all sort of things, but they didn't believe it that is something related to her health condition කියලා. What they believed was it was something related to the මොන හරි හුනියන් හරි එහෙම කියන එක. But the exam anxiety that she is getting headaches and not interested in studies as she used to be, and also like even like her schedule, the timetable schedule is being changed, kind of that. ඔය තමයි ඇවිල්ලා තිබුණ problems. But exactly what she had was the exam anxiety, which is called exam anxiety. So related with sleep apnea. So what she wanted is she wanted to get the 9As or 10As, something like that. And she wanted to be the top of the school, one of the top in the school. The 9As ගත්තහම ඒක තමයි ඕන. And also she wants to get a rank something. District rank එකක් වගේ තියන්න. And then when we were talking about the mother also, she said she's kind of a very smart girl. Even she can go for a rank also. එහෙම කියලා. By just being unhealthy, what's the purpose of having a rank? That is the thing. That's what we want to think about. That's what we want to just pay attention on it. Our health is the most important factor. It ඔය වගේව නිසා තමයි ළමයි stress වෙන්නේ. So then අම්මගේ කියන එක පස්සේ තමයි ආවේ. I want to take 9As. I want to have a high rank. And she was in a leading school and she want to go for another leading school for A-levels. බලන්න කොච්චර unrealistic expectation ද කියලා. So ඒවත් එක්ක තමයි ඕවා ගොඩක් වෙලාවට එන්නේ. So the sleep apnea always goes with stress and anxiety. Right? I hope it's clear for you all. Any questions?
Ma'am, excuse me. Sleep apnea happens only during the night time, or if they sleep in the daytime also?
Daytime mostly, like if it is night time විතරක් නෙමෙයි. If it is like හිතන්නක if you are sleeping for 3-4 hours කියලා, then it could be. And 5-10 minutes වලට පොඩ්ඩක් ඔළුව තියාගෙන නිදා ගන්න එකට නැහැ. But whenever we are sleeping like for longer time, it could be happen. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. Any questions? Right. So the next one is narcolepsy. Narcolepsy means like these people, those who are having narcolepsy, uh, it's not that they don't have nighttime sleep, right? So even in the nighttime, they fall asleep. Very easily they fall asleep, and they are having, even when we meet up with a narcolepsy person, how long that you sleep during the daytime, obviously they are coming with 6 to 7, 8 hours. And also like, do you find difficult to fall asleep? No, I'm fine. I can easily fall asleep. I don't want to struggle to fall asleep. No, they don't want. And even in the night, even the just to wake up, they don't want to set up several alarms to wake up or something. It's not so difficult. After putting one or two alarms, like, and also according to their daily routine, like some people do, they have like some, they are very very morning people. There are morning people. I mean, they used to wake up by 5:30, 6 o'clock, like that. So don't think like, oh my god, I can't just wake up by 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Do I have a sleeping disorder? No, it's not like that. That is your daily routine. So sometimes like people do wake up by 6:37, they find really difficult to wake up by 5. But ඉතින් කොහොම හරි නැගිටිනවා ඕන දාට, but it's very difficult, just killing වගේ, like that. So you all are having some setup time, like whatever you all doing for a longer time period, there is a setup time. But there are people, that's also one type of unhealth condition. So they find difficult to wake up even after they put several alarms. Sometimes these people, they are not narcolepsy, I mean like the people who find difficult to wake up. So those people, they set alarm by 6, 6:10, 6:30, 6:20, like that. For 20 to 25 alarms like that, right? So that means like, now obviously if you fall asleep around 4 or 4:30 early in the morning, so then you might definitely difficult to fall asleep. That's normal. But these people, like they just fall asleep 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, like that. Even just they find difficult to wake up by 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. So that's another condition. Narcolepsy people, they have that, right? So nighttime sleeping hours is superb and done. It's healthy. It goes under healthy category. But in the daytime, කොහේ හරි ගිහිල්ලා, like even if they just sit on a chair, නිදි. Even like I mean, just kind of talking with somebody, කතා කරන නැතුව break එකක් හම්බෙනවනේ උත්තරය. Like, then I'm telling, okay, yeah, I'm fine, and she was also okay කියලා එහා පැත්තේ කෙනා මොන හරි කියද්දි, just for a second they are sleeping. And even usually they sleep by, they are telling, okay, I'm going to watch TV කියලා, හැබැයි තප්පරයක්වත් TV එක දිහා බලන් ඉන්නේ, they just fall asleep. And reading a book also, they just, I mean, they don't acknowledge that they are falling asleep කියලා. නෑ මම පොත් කියවන්න යන්නේ, I'm going to read a book කියලා. ඉතින් පොත අරන් යනවා, පිටුවක්වත් කියවන්නේ, not reading even a page. They just sleep. That is the sign of narcolepsy people. Wherever they used to go, they just fall asleep. And that those things are we call sleep attacks. So they are having sleep attacks while talking, while working sometimes, and even in the buses, trains, හිටගෙන ඉද්දිත් නිදිය ගන්නවා. And these narcolepsy people, they find so many problems in the public transports. And one of the patients whom I worked with, she said like she used to set up several alarms before now. Like from Colombo to Nittambu කියලා. So if you want to travel daily from Colombo to Nittambu, so then you know at least 3 hours are there. So just after 2.5 hours again, they set an alarm. Alarm එකක් තියෙනවා. නැත්නම් නින්ද යනවා. So if they fall, and also she said like She had to, I mean, she had misses so many days, like whatever the particular bus hold where she wants to get down. So it happens. Samara to the turn එකට ගන්න තැනට station එක bus station එකටම යනවා. And then again coming back. So it's a huge problem for the narcolepsy. It's a huge problem because and also it's very dangerous. Once I met another client who that was the second incident. Second incident. That was like he went on a trip with his friends, and then they had a Kitulgar pattaka. Yes, if I'm not mistaken, luckily because it was the Kitulgar area is not kind of a deep area. So all the friends and himself bathing, having a river bath, and then friends noticed that he was missing. So they were looking for the man, so then after that he got the breathing attacks, kind of that, and he used to struggle, but even that also he was sleeping. That incident made him to come to the clinic and see like what happened. Like others were noticed that I was struggling and all, but I was sleeping. He was unconscious. He was in a deep sleep. So it's very dangerous. I've heard another story. I can't remember that in detail. What was that? That also related to the thing where that person, can't remember he or she either, that person reluctant to go for a watery areas because he tend to sleep and having this narcolepsy problem. So if it is a severe narcolepsy, it happens. So the first incident was in a pool. So he said like he can float, Lou. So then he said when he was floating, like all the other friends were just came out of the pool, and they then why this man was floating like for a longer time. Floating and needy. So just being killer. Then he said like it was happened to him for several times, but didn't notice killer because it's relaxed me, just float on the water and just being kind of killer. So the narcolepsy is a very dangerous thing when it comes with other sleeping disorders. Among all the other sleeping disorders, yes, narcolepsy is the most dangerous one. Very risky. සමහර පාරක අපි ඉඳගෙන හිටගෙනත් නින්ද යනවා මේගොල්ලන්ට. ඉතින් බ්‍රේක් එකක් එහෙම ගහපුවම අල්ල ගන්න නැතුව not if the person is not ready, he would have definitely fallen. Right? So the sleep attacks is the biggest problem among narcolepsy. So they are having a huge neurotransmitters problem. There's a huge problem with acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is releasing more. So that's the thing. The sleep circulation also not happening properly, and the acetylcholine amount is very high. So definitely they need to go for a medication to control the acetylcholine. Right?
Ma'am,
So it's a lifelong.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, is it a lifelong problem?
Narcolepsy can be cured. If it is severe, but it takes time. Narcolepsy can be cured.
Okay. So can they get a driving license?
No. It's very dangerous.
Okay.
Because that's a very good question. We never do that test. They don't do in the driving license. Only thing is physical thing. We are just for a height, weight yeah. Can't remember.
Yeah, balana.
Balana, yeah. They measure the weight, height, and what other things they do? Like that they do. Just stand in one leg and raise our hands. Just check the body balance and vision and hearing balana.
Yeah, they give some exercise also to do.
Yeah, giving the body exercise. If I'm not mistaken, they are asked to stand in one leg, I guess. So like that, they are just doing that. But want to check those things actually. It's a very good question. Like it has to be, because in other countries, most of the other countries, they do. They are taking the psychological report. They want to take they want to go for a psychiatric and then take a psychological report. the person is good enough to drive කියන එක. I think in other European countries, they don't give the කොහෙද. If the person is addicted for drugs and alcohol, they don't give, I guess. I'm not sure though. You all can read it, also read about that. Just read and find out. If I'm not mistaken, they are not.
There's a Tamil movie also regarding this narcolepsy.
And yes, is that so? Okay, what is the movie?
I can't remember the name, but Vishal, he's the actor. Yeah.
I haven't watched it. Yes. Yeah,
ma'am, in that movie, ma'am, like when he hear hard sounds, he just fall asleep. Sudden sounds and all. So what's the reason for that? Like when he's getting so emotional, sometimes when getting so angry, then he falls asleep.
So then that is not narcolepsy. It's only for the sounds there.
Like when he gets so excited, so like when he gets
angry.
Oh,
not only for sound. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds also.
For the other times it's fine. Is that so?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
No, he suddenly falls asleep, right?
Yeah, like suddenly he falls, like, so yeah, certain situations he's falling, like when he's facing for a new thing, like in that movie they show that when he's going to talk to that girl also, a new, when he's going to propose that girl, he's excited and he falls asleep like that.
If it is only for excitement or novel situations or with the novice characters, so then it's not narcolepsy. But if it's happened all the time without any specific situations, so then it is narcolepsy. I can't exactly say what is it because since I haven't watched it. But there are people who are being highly sensitive. There are sensory issues. Like it could also be a reason with the past experiences, what they have gone through. If they had gone through a very traumatic incidents in their life, kind of that. So then their body find a sleepness, falling asleep as a coping mechanisms, just to avoid that traumatic memories. So then they do that. That is a psychological issue, but not a sleeping disorder. I can't exactly say that because since I haven't watched it.
Ma'am, Nida has uploaded, in the chat she has sent the name, the movie.
Yes, thanks. I'll go ahead with that. Okay. Yes, I try to watch it and get back to you all.
Ma'am, that narcolepsy people, do they go to deep sleep every time?
Yeah. It's a deep sleep. It can deep like not very deep. It depends. We have a child in our unit.
Do they go to dreaming part?
Sometimes yes, they do. Sometimes yes.
Okay.
It depends on the situation. If it is not a very disturbing so as I mentioned, we have a child in our unit. So obviously since they are special needs, so they are having kind of those problems. So she is having that. So then we are doing circle time, put activities generally. So as soon as when we ask, okay, how was your day and what did you do? She did the answer. She's falling asleep. She's nodding. So then it was just a minute. When you used to tap on her, she just wake up like that, shaking her head and wake up. Like just sitting on the floor and just not keeping her head in a comfortable way, also she started snoring. So she is having that problem and she's under medication. We never send her anywhere because it's like other children, they just can, other people, they can communicate also on it. But this one can't communicate either properly and no way awareness. So it's very dangerous, I think. Like now it's being reduced, but I think for them, like, it's very difficult, not like the typical kids and typical people, because with the normal people, like, we can talk with them when it was started and why, I mean, what do you feel about that, and can you remember anything kind of that, killer, we can ask like that, at least their feelings, emotions, kind of that, and like, how do they feel, and also, however, like, their brain function is dysfunction, not functioning properly, and their hormones and neurotransmitters also not function properly. It is a little bit of difficult with them, but like, even her also, it's been reduced, like, as we notice.
Ma'am, these narcolepsy people, if they fall asleep, can they hear the sounds that happen around them?
Sometimes, yes, like as I said that, it's a time duration. නිදා වැටිච්ච ගමන් ඔන්න බස් එකේ බ්‍රේක් එකක් ගැහුවොත් ඇහැරෙනවා.
No, I mean,
like,
while they're in the sleep, can they hear what's happening, who is talking and all?
Now, till they enter to the deep sleep phase, they can hear. So we can never gauge, like, sometimes, like, it also depends on the person's circulation, and also it depends on my physical situation at the moment. If I'm really tired, I might go for a deep sleep phase within 5 minutes. If I'm not tired and like I just after finishing my work, I just went to sleep, sometimes I might take 1 or 1.5 hours to go for a deep sleep. It depends. Till you go to the deep sleep, then you can hear the other sounds. But when you are in the deep sleep, you won't be able to hear anything. That means you haven't gone for a deep sleep. That means you are not having a very quality sleep. Our quality sleep is deep sleep. If you had gone through a 2 hours of deep sleep period, your quality sleep is 2 hours. Is it clear?
Ma'am, does narcolepsy occurs at REM stage?
That means you mean during the REM sleep, narcolepsy could be occurred?
Yeah, is it like that?
No. REM sleep it is one part of the sleep cycle. Narcolepsy it is a condition. So narcolepsy people also do have the same sleep cycle. But the difference is normal people without having narcolepsy, they having a same sleep cycle step up to 1, 2, 3, 4 and REM sleep stage in their night time sleep duration. That's a normal situation. But narcolepsy people also do have the same situation in the night, but the difference is they fall asleep. They fall asleep wherever they go, even during the daytime. The narcolepsy people can't say, I couldn't sleep yesterday night, because they have had a very good sleep time. So no one can blame on others or thinking, I couldn't fall asleep yesterday. They don't have such problem during the night time. But the problem is they are falling asleep during the daytime. Then, even if the person cooks at the kitchen, they are just standing and sleeping while making a curry. This could happen with the narcolepsy people. And sometimes they just put the rice on the cooker and just sit. Just fall asleep. Like that.
Ma'am, sleeping disorders. Yeah, ma'am, excuse me.
Yeah.
Sleeping disorders, they are not genetic disorders, right? They don't go generation.
Yes. No, sometimes yes. If the mother has narcolepsy or hypersomnia, kind like හැම එකම යනවනේ දරුවනේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ කැනති එක මේක understanding කරගන්න because sleeping disorders happen because of the neurotransmitters, imbalance of the neurotransmitters. එතකොට ඕක neurotransmitter එක තමයි acetylcholine කියන neurotransmitter එක තමයි imbalance වෙන්නේ. අඩු හෝ වැඩි. Narcolepsy people, they are having very high level of acetylcholine. Insomnia people, they are lacking with acetylcholine. Hypersomnia also high level of acetylcholine, but not like narcolepsy people. Right? ඔය තුනම they are having the neurotransmitters problem. ඒකත් එක්ක ගියාම ඒ neurotransmitters යන්නේ කොහෙටද? It goes to the blood නේ. ඒකට අපේ blood එකේ තියෙන acetylcholine උත් එක්ක අඩුයි එක්ක වැඩි. ඉතින් ඒකත් එක්ක තවත් අපි stress වෙනවා. අපිට stress නොවී ඉන්න බෑනේ. It's a problem for us. නිදා ගන්න බෑ. නිදා වැටෙනවා. ඒක හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක්. තේරෙනවද මට නිදිමත හැදෙනවා මට නිදා ගන්න. I know that yesterday I fall asleep, I had a good time කියන එක දන්නවා. And also if I couldn't have a time, that also I know. So then I am getting stressed. Stress වුණාම මොනවද පිට වෙන්නේ? Yes, now we all know that stress වුණාම මොනවද එන neurotransmitters?
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline hormone එක neurotransmitters, yes. ඉතින් පාඩම් කරලා නෑනේ. එක්කෙනෙකුටවත් මතක නැද්ද ස්ට්‍රෙස් වුණාම මොකද්ද රිලීස් වෙන්නේ කියලා?
Cortisol.
I'm asking neurotransmitters. Adrenaline hormone, right? ඒක හරි. Cortisol is okay,
Is it dopamine?
Not dopamine. Epinephrine and එක්කෙනෙක් ඔන්න මොකද්ද?
Serotonin.
විශේෂයෙන් the main thing is epinephrine and norepinephrine. ඔය දෙක තමයි අපි stress වෙච්ච ගමන් පිට වෙන දෙක. So that means when the epinephrine and norepinephrine and also ඊට පස්සේ serotonin level එක අඩු වෙනවා and then dopamine is getting serotonin level is increased once we are stressed out, dopamine level is decreased and adrenaline and cortisol hormones are released or all sort of things are going mix with blood. ඉතින් blood එකත් එක්ක එකතු වෙනවා කියලා කියන්නේ. If the mother has such problems during her pregnancy or nearly to her getting pregnancy before conceiving the child, so then like definitely egg එකත් sperm එක යන අම්මට විතරනේ මේ තාත්තත් එහෙමයි තාත්තට ඔක තිබ්බොත් තාත්තගෙන් sperm එක එන්නේ. So then that blood, same blood is there in the egg and the sperm. ඉතින් ඒකෙන්ම තමයි ළමයා පටන් ගන්න. ඒක තමයි. So everything is being genetic because of that. So that's what we do say, like අර නිකන් හොඳට ඉන්න දරුවන්ව unhealthy කරන්න එපා කියන එක. So if you all have something like, please get medication for that, get cured. And even like if you all are having sleeping disorders, such psychological disorders, so please don't avoid that. සමහර අපේ හිතන එකක් තමයි සමහරලාට කසාද බැන්දහම හරියයි. Once you get married, all sort of things are cured. බැන්ද කියලා hormonal imbalances මුකුත් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Right? Man can't do anything or woman can't do anything. So at first අපි හිතන බැන්දලා මේ කම්බුනහම ඕව හරියයි වැඩ කරද්ද කියන එක. It's also not like that. Nothing would be get cured. So you want to just you want to cure those things very first before you all are having a baby or some baby and having a family kind of that. So it doesn't mean like I'm having this condition, I won't be a mother or something. No, not at all. anyone can be a mother and having a very healthy child, but the thing is, you want to go for a medical advice and then just being relaxed after doing just after meeting a counselor or having medication kind of that, then definitely yes, you are all ready to having kind of that, and then you can prevent those things just being go genetics නැත්තා. දැන් නැත්නම් හැම එකම වගේ genetics වලින් යන්න පුළුවන් since it is related with hormones and neurotransmitters. I hope that it's clear answer for you all.
Epinephrine and norepinephrine, they are hormones, right?
Sorry?
Epinephrine and norepinephrine are hormones, right?
Neurotransmitters.
They are neurotransmitters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just go
Then
through the
adrenaline, that is...
It's a hormone.
It's a hormone. Okay. So, what's the basic difference between hormones and neurotransmitters? Like a very basic difference.
I explained it when I was doing the lesson. Were you not there?
I have written everything that you told, and under that I had written adrenaline is a hormone. Beside that, epinephrine. So that's what I was confused whether it's
what?
Like I have when you were telling, I wrote everything. So in the place where glands, you gave the glands, then you gave the hormones. So you gave the adrenal medulla, I think. So that gland releases adrenaline, right?
So you are asking adrenaline, right?
Yeah, adrenaline.
Adrenaline is a hormone. Adrenaline and noradrenaline is released by adrenal medulla.
Okay.
Adrenal medulla is the gland.
Okay. So epinephrine and norepinephrine, does it have any connection with adrenaline? With that hormone?
It's not like that. So I mentioned it, epinephrine and norepinephrine also like this. Both things are same, but when it comes to the neurotransmitters, we use the same thing for the epinephrine and norepinephrine.
Okay.
The basic difference is hormones have glands. It's a system. Endocrine system it's a part. There are several glands within our body and it's called endocrine system. But the neurotransmitters are based on the nervous system and there are nodes. Neurotransmitters nodes in the nervous system.
Okay.
That's the basic thing. Right. Any questions? Okay, there's a question. Only counseling sessions? No. කිසිම mental disorder එකක් counseling sessions වලින් හොඳ කරන්න බෑ. Right? මම හිතනවා ඔයගලන්ට හොඳ I explained very well why it can't do කියන එක. Only counseling කියන පැත්ත දැන් චුට්ටක් ඇත්තටම දැන් අයින් කරගන්න. Because now it's being like we are doing it and I'm explaining all the hormones and neurotransmitters. I'm trying to explain you all because that's what I did, the hormones and neurotransmitters also. Like even there are chemical imbalances happened within our body, counseling can't do anything. Because counseling is just a talk therapy. It's an external talk therapy. It's an external factor that we are giving and it's just a guidance. We are just facilitating the person. We can never do the balance. I mean, when the chemicals and neurotransmitters are imbalanced, we can't do anything to balance that just talking to the person. The medication is definitely needed. Unless it is a stress. If the person is just in an acute stress, body stress tattweka nan yes can do because her at the acute stress level there is not much imbalances happened, hormonal and neurotransmitters imbalance are not happened much. Then yes, fine. But when it comes in the chronic stress and towards chronic stress to the towards schizophrenia වගේ වෙනකන් තියෙන හැම ලෙඩකටම, for every disease we want to go for a psychiatric medication. I hope it's very clear for you all, right? Is it clear for you all that, like, I mean, for the mental health conditions that only counseling can't do anything කියන එක? Or do you all have still the same idea? Because I'm hoping now we are going to end up this course also. මම හිතනවා ඔයගලන්ගේ ඒ තියෙන ඇටිටියුඩ් එක වෙනස් වෙයි කියලා කෝස් එක ඉවර වෙද්දි. මොකද පහුතරයක් ඉන්න සමාජයේ තියෙන ඔය අදහස. කවුන්සලින් විතරක් ඇති බෙහෙත් ගන්න ඕනේ නැහැ කියන එක. ඉතින් ඒ ඔය අදහසින්ම ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේ කෝස් එක ඉවර කරොත් කිසිම එකක් නැහැ. Yeah.
So does that like come under psychotherapy?
What? That means?
You said the disorders.
Yeah.
The disorders, mental disorders. So
Yeah.
does that come under therapy?
Therapy in a sense?
Psychotherapy. Because you said we
So-
can't go to counselor.
Counselor, not can't go. I don't say not to go for a counselor. නෙමෙයි.
No,
I'm
I mean
telling you all.
yeah.
Yes, only counseling is not effective. Only counseling or only psychotherapies are not effective. We want to go for a medication, psychiatric medication. We need to go for a psychiatric medication because only medication can imbalance the chemicals. මොකද ඒකෙන් තමයි කරන්නේ අපි දැන් ওই chemicals මේවා කරන release කරන receptors control කරන්නේ chemical එකෙන්. Because there are receptors. ඕවලින් ඔක release කරන්නේ. ඔක control කරන්න පුළුවන් මේ medication වලට විතරයි. So then after that, from counseling and psychotherapies, what do? Is we are changing we are making trying to change the person's irrational thoughts to rational. දැන් මොන බෙහෙත් බිව්වා වුණත් අර ඇති වෙච්ච irrational thoughts තියෙනවනේ. ඒව තමයි අපි rational කරන්නේ. So then if the person is having I can't do anything කියලා chemical imbalance, chemical එක හොඳට balance වෙනවා දැන්. හැබැයි he had that thought, අර කලින් හිතපු thought එක එහෙමම තියෙනවා. So we have to prove that no, you can do something. So we have to change that. ඒක තමයි අපි වෙනස් කරන්නේ. So we are helping the person, we are guide the person to change the thought. So that is psychotherapy. Psychotherapy කියලා
So with
කියන්නේ
the medication.
with the medication.
So with the
yes.
medication can go to a therapist.
Yeah. With the medication, definitely. Because medication විතරක් මදි. So we want to go for a psychotherapy and go for there are so many tools නේ. දැන් මම කතා කරපු treatment plans එක CBT, REBT, even counseling, talk therapy නේ counseling කියලා කියන්නේ. Counseling also one part of a psychotherapy. So talk therapy, CBT, medications and meditation and mindfulness activities. So ඔක්කොම තියෙන tools. දැන් අපිට අසනීප වුණ හැදුනම අපිට දෙනවනේ බෙහෙත් තියෙනවනේ ගන්න පැනඩෝල් තියෙනවා, පැනඩීන් තියෙනවා, උණ වැඩි නම් රෙමඩෝල් ගන්න. ඒ වගේ තියෙනවනේ. So like that they are also having tools psychotherapy වලදී. So then we use whatever the particular tool and then help the person to come to from irrational to the rationality level. So whatever you have to do is we have to go for a medication as well as for psychotherapy. Is it clear now?
Ma'am, does this apply for eating disorders also?
Everything except stress එකේ acute එකට ඇත්තටම අපිට අස්සන ලොකුවට බෙහෙත් ගන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. Unless it is like dragging for 2-3 months වගේ නම්. then you can go for a psychotherapist and then talk to the person and පොඩ්ඩක් relax වුණාම you will be okay. But for the except acute stress, all the other mental diseases and all the other mental diseases could go, it could affect for children also if the mother is pregnant or something. අම්මට depression තියෙන අම්මට ළමයාට depression හැදෙන්නේ නැහැ එහෙම නෙමෙයි, but child also getting emotional problems මොන හරි because everything is ඕනම chemical එකක් imbalance වෙද්දී whatever the chemicals is going added to the bloodstream එකට තමයි යන්නේ. ඒ නිසා like if it is a mother, if it's happened during the pregnancy, so then it could affect for a child. Yes, any questions? I hope that you all got a very clear idea related with counseling කියන එකත් එක්ක. ඒක තාම කියන්නේ clear නැත්නම් please clarify it. At least ඔයාලගේ මේක ඉවර වෙද්දී ඔයගලන්ට ඔය idea එක තියෙන්න බෑ. ඒක තියෙනවා නම් ඇත්තටම ඔයගලන් මේක කරන එකේ තේරුමක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද ඒක තමයි ගොඩක් බහුතර සමාජයකට තියෙන්නේ. Everyone, most of them, they do have it. They're reluctant to go for a psychiatric for the medication kind of that, and they say no. Even some counselors, they do say, I know. They do say no need to go for a medication and there are side effects. But it's not the truth. Now, I hope you all can get some idea like no medication is needed because of this. Have you all got, if somebody come and say, even your family member or friends come and say, do you all think that you have enough idea to explain it? No, the medication is needed. At least say ඔයගලන්ට කරන්න දැනුමක් තියනවද දැන්? What do you all say? Islam, you all have to have that. Otherwise, you won't be able to guide anyone. Yes? Yeah, what do you all say? It seems that you all are not agree. Demokadda being quiet.
Yeah. It's okay. I could do that because even one of my family member, she had a problem and she came to me in the sense I told like I can't do counseling and all because still I'm studying, and with the problem she said like I got it like she should go to a psychotherapist.
Yeah, so I mean like even psychotherapists also, like when you are referring or when you are going for a referring somebody or even for yourself, if you go like so even like when you go for a psychotherapist, like unless it is acute stress, so the proper one na hariyata karana kenek na, what is the next step is referring for your psychiatrist. That is the thing. So the first thing that you want to do is go for a psychiatrist or just make the other person to go for a psychiatrist. So then the psychiatrist, after giving medication, their next step is referring for you all to psychotherapist. That is the next step, second step. Because while having medication, you want to go for a whatever the necessary psychotherapy. Most of the psychiatrists, they don't do the psychotherapies, they only give the medication for you all. So they are having clinical psychologists, so they only do the necessary psychotherapists and other testings for you all. The first thing is that you all have to do is go for a psychiatrist and then take the medication. So once you are referred to a psychotherapist, go for a therapist. That is the exact way of doing that.
Yeah, ma'am, sorry. I told her that it's better to go for a psychiatrist because she was having this mental and sleeping issues also. Like for 1 or 2 years. So I told that, and I know a psychiatrist. Yeah, she's a well-known sister of mine. So I gave this person her number, and I think she contacted, and she contacted her and went. I because I couldn't talk. I didn't talk to her anymore because she was like, I should give some solutions and ideas like that, but I can't do that. She was like depending on me, so I said, this can't be continued because I'm still studying. So I explained her and gave her a number.
Okay, so that's the best way of doing that. So I hope all of you all get that idea, so and follow the procedure, because that is the correct way of handling the mental diseases. Then අපි කොහොම වෙලාවකවත් මොකක් හරි backbone එකේ හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් එහෙම කියලා we never go for a physiotherapist very first. We go for a මොනවාද those the person who's the doctor. I can't remember the name of that. Not the dermatologist, who are specialized for the backbones and muscles. So however, like we go for those who is the specialized with that. Then we, after getting the medication, so then the doctor is referred, we are referred to the physiotherapist, and we go for the physiotherapy sessions. Then මෙතනදී විතරක් අපි අර psychiatric කියන තැනට යන්නේ නැතුව, and we are getting some kind of a taboos and kind of that, no, it's not, medicine is not needed, kind of that කියන එක. එහෙම එකක් නැහැ. Right? Okay. So we'll go for hypersomnia. Right. So the hypersomnia, in a sense, are the other way around of insomnia. Insomnia කියලා no sleep, but hypersomnia people, they are having excessive sleepiness during the daytime. So that means like they used to have the very good sleep time at the daytime also. Night time. රැටත් හොඳට නිදා ගන්නවා. About රැට නිදාගෙනත් after that during the daytime, even like after having such a very good quality time, during the daytime also they fall asleep. එතකොට අර narcolepsy අය වගේ නෙමෙයි. So sometimes we might get misunderstood the difference in between narcolepsy and hypersomnia. Narcolepsy people, while standing and talking and cooking, හැමතැනමනේ. But hypersomnia people, like, I want to go for a sleep කියලා ගිහිල්ලා නිදා ගන්නවා. Like that. So I mean they are having that so these people like not having much then narcolepsy people, they are having a neurological problem, and then after that the neurotransmitters, there's a severe problem with neurotransmitters, and also having sleep attacks kind of that. These people don't have that sleep attacks, right? They don't have sleep attacks, but they are having drowsiness. Then narcolepsy මිනිස්සුන්ට නිදිමත නැහැ. They don't feel that drowsiness. ඒගොල්ලන්ට නිදිමත නැහැ. The thing is like mostly when they are inactive. දැන් කතා කර කර ඉඳි නිින්ද යන්නේ නැහැ narcolepsy අයට. දැන් හිතන්නකො නටනවා කියලා, නටන අයට නිින්ද යන්නේ නැහැ. But during the driving වලදී දැන් auto vehicle එකක් නම් sometimes yes, traffic එකට යද්දී නිින්ද යන්න පුළුවන්. If you are not just highway එක වගේ යනවා නම් neutral නේ ගොඩක් වෙලාට ඇඟයි වාහනේ ඔක්කොම නිින්ද යන්න පුළුවන්. But if it is manual එකක් නම් they have to use their body and limbs and all physical, so then it is less. But it's very risky. I would say the narcolepsy people, even like working with fire and in the water, driving, it's very, very risky for them. We never know, it's very unpredictable. But the hypersomnia people, like narcolepsy, it's happen unconsciously. Hypersomnia, they feel it, it's happen consciously, and they feel it, no, I'm sleepy, and always complaining, I want to sleep. I want to sleep, I can't anymore, I can't handle, I can't do all sort of things, kind of that. So that's the difference in between hypersomnia and narcolepsy. Clear? Yes, is it clear for you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
about the other? Very less respond today.
Ma'am, excuse me.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I know something that one of my sister's roommate, she's like she sleeps whenever she go to bed, like that. She sleeps in the public vehicles too, but whenever she goes to the bed, she quickly sleeps, and she keeps alarm from, if she wants to wake up about 4:30, she keeps alarms from 2 o'clock at night. So my sister was like, it's very disturbing because we all have to study and all. She gets up and switch off her alarms, and my sister says like, when if she has the exam that girl, if she has the exam next day, she doesn't sleep. She doesn't sleep at night because she is kind of scared that if I won't wake up in the morning, I won't be able to attend the exam. Like that, she continuously, if she has exams for 1 week, she doesn't sleep for 7 days at night, like that. But she was really stressed and all. She has missed lots of sessions at university and all. My sister, when you are saying this, I'm a bit confused that I don't know, it will come under which category.
It doesn't mean narcolepsy,
Uh-huh.
because like it's something stress related. Also there is another. Then
every day
මේටික
she's
විතරක්
like that.
නෙමෙයි.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Every day she's like, it's like she was in the university for 4 years, and every 4 years she was like that. So she's really worried. She wants to have morning prayers and all. If she wake up by 4 o'clock, she was like dancing and all. She was very happy. Oh, I wake up earlier today, like that.
So what about the daytime?
Daytime also, yeah, if she falls asleep, if she goes to bed, she sleeps.
If she goes to the bed only, she sleeps.
Yeah, but
She doesn't sleep any other places.
No, not like that. Sometimes at university, while studying and all, or in the canteen, she sleeps. And in public vehicles, in bus especially, she always sleeps. My sister tells like, she one day she went to fall down, and someone was my sister's friends were near her, and they could catch her.
Hold her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem narcolepsy කියන එක, but it could be delayed sleep space disorder. So it's not allocated here because there are other, now ඔය හතර විතරක් නෙමෙයි sleeping disorders තියෙන්නේ. There are few more. I haven't added since you all are in the certificate diploma class. But in the degree levels, yes, we're studying all the things which is in the DSM-5. It goes with the delayed sleep phase disorder.
Okay, ma'am. Maybe my sister was telling like, because
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, my sister was like, because she doesn't know about this. She was like, whether this is because of stress, but she's not
Could
like
be.
that. But
Could be
she's
because of the stress also. Now you
stress.
said like with the exams and or she never sleeps, kind of that.
Yeah, because
yes, could be.
She doesn't overnight. She doesn't study overnight also, but she's just awake because she's afraid that she won't be able to wake up on time.
Yeah, that's the thing. So it happens that it is stress related sleep disorder එකකුත් තියෙනවා. So it could be either sleep phase එකක් නැත්නම් it could be a mixed one. If it's going to be a same thing. Yeah, other one.
Ma'am, if she gets regular naps, can it be reduced?
Regular naps? narcolepsy නම් එහෙම වෙන්නේ නැහැ දරුවෝ. මොකද
No, not
narcolepsy
narcolepsy, hypersomnia.
Hypersomnia. Hypersomnia also not like that. Because like hypersomnia if it is the thing is like So if you notice it at the initial stage, which we never do, which we never do and which we never concentrate. Then hypersomnia ayata තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ තමයි like they fall asleep during the night time also. හොඳට නිදා ගන්නවා නිින්ද යන්නේ නැත්තේ නෑනේ. Hypersomnia people, they fall asleep. හැබැයි දවල්ටත් නිදිමතයි. Even in the daytime they fall asleep. ඉතින් what they do is they fall asleep තමයි නිදා ගන්නවා. නිදා ගන්න තු ඉන්න හරි අමාරුයි. And the other thing is what they do, they feel guilty feeling also. ඇයි රෑ නිදාගෙනනේ. Then I can excuse myself if I had gone for a party yesterday night and I had to have only 2 hours sleep. So then I myself, even when I fall asleep during the daytime, I have some excuse to say for the others. Yesterday I was out, so I couldn't fall asleep. Like that, I have some excuse. But for the hypersomnia people, what to have? Nothing, no excuses for them to give me. හැමදාම මොනවද කියන්න බෑනේ හැමදාම කියන්න බෑනේ I had parties කියලා. So they are feeling embarrassing also front of the others, and also they are having guilty feeling. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලන්ට වෙන කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. So they are trying it. No, sometimes like හිතන්න they used to have 5-6 hours කියලා ඉතින් සමහරවිට මේ වගේ අය try කරනවා. පැය 10ක් විතර නිදාගෙන බලනවා. ඒත් නෑ දවල්ට නිදිමතයි. And they are having guilty feeling also, what's wrong with me and why I'm kind of a this sleepy pig. And also like they trying with all sort of cocaine thing, coffee and all, a hairline ad. Then මේ වගේ ගොඩක් hypersomnia smoke කරනවා. Cigarettes ගන්නවා because just to keep them awake. ඇහැරගෙන ඉන්න කියලා. ඒ වගේත් එක they are going for a substance abuses also. We can never do unless we go to a doctor and just control our hormones and neurotransmitters. That is the only way. එකත් එක්ක stress වලට පොඩ්ඩක් දැන් stress වෙලානේ ඉන්නේ. එකත් එක්ක we can just go for a counseling and the initial stage එකේදී මට මෙහෙම නිදිමතක් and it's very uncommon and අනිත් මට නිකන් අලුත් දෙයක් වගේ කියලා හිතලා if I go for a psychiatrist, so then I don't want to go for a longer time period. Medication just for 1 or 2 months is enough and you will be
ma'am,
getting
it's
cured.
not because they are lazy.
No, not at all. It's not done. No, it's not that. It's not a fault of the people. It's not that they are not lazy. It's not that they are not interesting. They really like to work. That is the thing that which made them to stress. මට කම්මැලි නම් මං කවදා stress වෙන්නේ නෑනේ. Like I just skip the lectures and wait. අනිත් අයනේ stress වෙලා මට බනින්නේ. I don't get stressed නේ. හැබැයි the thing like the things I really want to study but I can't. එහෙම වුණාම I easily get stressed. උනාටත් වඩා stress වෙනවා එහෙම වුණා because I have that need. මේගොල්ලන්ටත් ඒකම තියෙනවා. They have that need. They don't want to fall asleep either. Right? So insomnia, hypersomnia, sleep apnea people, it's not like that. They don't want to having sleep attacks or kind of that. They want to fall asleep, kind of that. But narcolepsy people, it happens unconsciously. Even sleep apnea happens unconsciously. Having insomnia, hypersomnia අයට තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ conscious. They know. Then unconsciously තමයි මේ breathing attack එක එන්නේ. But whatever the things happening for them is conscious. හැබැයි narcolepsy නම් full face එකම unconscious. They don't feel asleep also. නිදිමතත් නැහැනේ. Even narcolepsy people, it's very funny also. Sometimes they say, නිදාගෙන හිටියාම did you fall asleep? නෑ I didn't fall asleep. I just do something or I just think something කියලා මොන හරි කියනවා. නිදාගත්ත කියලාවත් තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ සමහරවිට narcolepsy අයට. Right? Any questions?
Ma'am, can this be cured with medications?
Yeah. This can be cured. Unless it's very, very severe and attached with other health conditions. Schizophrenic වගේ අයත් එක්ක නම් මේක attach වෙලා තියෙනවා නම් it's difficult. But at the initial stages, in the mild level, it can be cured, fully cured. But you have to go for a proper medication system. Have to follow the doctor's guideline and have to follow the therapist guideline. Then you can cure.
Ma'am,
Okay. Yeah.
hyposomnia, it also caused due to stress, right?
Caused in a sense, it can't say exactly, but however the root cause is the neurotransmitters imbalance.
Okay.
Stress could be a stress, but we can never say it is followed a stress කියලා. But because of the hypersomnia situation, people get stressed.
Okay. And so it might be just their biological, like imbalance in their neurotransmitters.
Yeah, could be.
Stress cause imbalance in the neurotransmitters. Like stressing about certain issues, does it
It
make it?
also could be.
Okay.
When the person is, we can never say like stress is the reason to have hypersomnia. No. It could be either way. Sometimes just because of suddenly like in biological reason so the neurotransmitters imbalanced and got the hypersomnia, and because of hypersomnia people might ended up in a stress. Or sometimes people had gone through a very stressful situation and then the emotional neurotransmitters imbalance and it leads to a hypersomnia. Could be either way.
So hyposomnia should be cured through medications, right?
Everything
First,
should be cured medication.
medication, then counseling and other things if it is needed.
Yeah. Yeah, mostly I mean, they're not only medication. It's referred to things because like we are having stress thoughts and we need to go for at least CBT වත් කරන්න ඕනේ. Okay. Okay, so then we'll go for tracking the symptoms. How we are going to track this one, කියන එක. So we have to identify this one, all the symptoms and patterns. Our sleep pattern එක අපි හොඳට identify කරගන්න ඕනේ. Like usually at what time I fall asleep, what is my sleeping time, and usually how long do I sleep. So sometimes some people do say my sleep time is only 5 hours. I can't sleep anymore. It's quite comfortable. I mean, it's quite fine because it is, if the person is fine and quite well doing during the daytime, not feeling exhausted, yes, fine. So sometimes they do say, no, I want to sleep at least 7 hours, otherwise I feel exhausted. Yes, it's also quite fine. Right? So we want to understand that. So then we have to understand what is my pattern. What is my sleep pattern, and also like especially these who are coming with sleeping disorders, we do say mark your sleep duration. How many hours do you sleep and how it goes daily unknown, that was the record that they have to put it. So that is a keep a sleep diary. So daily they have to write, did they struggle to fall asleep, or how many hours do they fall asleep, and do they feel satisfied after they wake up, like that they want to write it. Right? Even the dreams, if they have seen it 2-3 dreams together, like that, they want to keep a sleep diary. Right? And then the sleep diary is definitely have to refer to a doctor when they are going to see the doctor. Right? Yes, and then they have to maintain this diary till the end, because that diary is very important even at the psychotherapy session and for the medication also, especially when they are going to change the medication related to that. And also the time duration when you spent awake නැගිටලා ඉද්දි ගත කරපු කාලේ කොච්චර වෙලාවක් මම දවල් නැගිටලා හිටියද, especially hypersomnia people. So do I fall asleep during the daytime? How do I feel my daytime? How was my night time? So like that, So they have to keep and maintaining the diary, right? And rather than the drugs and medication taken, so then especially since they have become more stressful because of this problem, and also they are having some kind of a guilty towards them and negative thoughts towards them, we need to go for a CBT just to take them out from the rational thoughts, and we'll do the relaxation and meditation also. Sometimes we do add mindfulness techniques like that. So those things depend on the nature of the client, but basically we do the relaxation and CBT. So that is that. How was it? Is it clear? So up to your levels, I would say you don't know. I mean, you don't want to think too much about the techniques, just to take a very good picture of the disorder. That's enough, I would say. ඔයගලන්ට එතනින් එහාට ගිහිල්ලා මේ ඇප්ලිකේෂන් පාර්ට් එක කරන තාම ලෙවල් එකට ඔයාලා නැහැ. ඒ නිසා ඒ ඇප්ලිකේෂන් එක ඉස්සරහට ඉගෙන ගත්තොත් you all can do that. But I would say up to your level, just to take some very good clear picture about the diseases. මේක මේ නිසා වෙන්නේ කියන එක හොඳට අඳුන ගන්න. ඒක අඳුන ගත්තට පස්සේ like we can think about it. Then we can apply this කියන එක ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඉස්සරහට දිගටම කරගෙන ගියොත් you all can study that. Right? Any questions? Yes, have you all got any questions? Is it clear for you all?
Yes, ma'am, it's clear.
What about the others?
Yes, ma'am, clear.
Okay then. Right. So if you all don't have any questions, we can wind up the session for today. And tomorrow we are going to do another set of disorders, and probably, yeah, so only if there are another personality things. So then I have sent the tute for you all. Hope you all got it. So then we'll meet up tomorrow then. Okay, girls, then bye for today and good night. Everyone stay safe.
Good night, ma'am. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank
Be
you.
safe. Good night.
Yes, okay.